What's going on, good people? This is your girl Nicole Denise. I hope you are well when you're watching this video. So really quickly, I wanted to come and talk to you guys about the movie Dope and give kind of like a little small informal review of the movie. I promise there will be no spoilers in this video, so you can still go out and check it out at the movie theater because it was actually a pretty dope movie. So first, let me get all the accolades out the way. This movie was written and directed by Rick Famuyiwa. I hope I'm saying his name correctly, but he's a Nigerian American writer slash director, and he has under his belt movies like The Wood, Talk to Me, which I love. I forgot about that movie with Don Cheadle. Awesome movie. Check that out. Also Brown Sugar. So he has some classics under his belt when it comes to writing and directing. And then as far as producers, we have some notables like Forest Whitaker, Nina Yang, Bon Jovi. I'll put her name right here so you know who I'm talking about, because you know I don't want to say her name wrong. Pharrell Williams, Rick Famuyiwa, which is the guy who wrote it, David Loner, and Michael Y. Chow. So now that we got all those accolades out the way, let's get into the movie Dope. So yesterday I went and saw the movie, and let's have a little backstory about me with movies, period. First of all, I don't go to the movies. Why? I just haven't been in years, and then on top of that, there hasn't been anything that I've seen previews of where I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go pay $13.50 at the theater to see this movie. But when I saw the previews of Dope, I was like, I think I might like that movie. I don't know what it was. I think it was a combination of the cinematography and just a little storyline. I was like, oh, that might be a little dope movie to go see. So yesterday I actually was out by the movie theater, so I said let me go see the movie. So got in, saw the movie, was pleased with the presentation of the movie. So the storyline is basically this: you follow the protagonist Malcolm and his two friends through their life in Inglewood, California. Now this has the potential to be your typical hood boy, rags to riches type of story, but it's not like that. It's actually quite different. So Malcolm and his two friends are actually nerds that are engulfed in the 90s hip-hop culture. They love everything about the 90s as far as the hip-hop, the culture. Malcolm even wears like a high top fade. He wears like colors jackets. He's into like the ash wash jeans. But on top of that, like the dichotomy of that is him and his friends are in like this punk band. So it's really weird. Like they love punk music, but they're into the 90s culture. So you have this group of geeks in school. Of course they're getting picked on by the jocks, they're getting picked on by the popular kids, they're getting beat up. And then one thing Malcolm is known for is getting his shoes taken from, you know, the bloods of the high school. So yeah, what I like about this movie is that it had a very 90s feel about it, but it was kind of immersed into modern day culture, if that makes sense. So I got my nostalgia vibe from it, but it was also very relevant and current right now. So kids now, or young adults now, would definitely identify with the storyline of Malcolm and his friends. So let's get on with it. Of course there's the girl, the key girl in the movie that, you know, he kind of has to do battle over with the head drug dealer in the movie. But first, let me get back. I missed something. The movie's called Dope for a reason. And what I like about how they really portrayed the movie Dope is in the beginning they flash this definition of the word dope. And there's 3 different definitions. It talks about dope being an actual drug, which is a slang for drugs on the street. Also, it talks about dope being like a dunce, a dumb person, a really not smart person. And then dope in the slang terms as well as being something that's really cool, fresh, you know, in now, dope. When people say something is dope, they mean it's really awesome, it's, you know, happening, that kind of thing. I'm kind of showing my age with these words I'm using. So it had the 3 definitions of the dope, and the movie did a really good job of portraying all of those. Like, you had the dunce in the group that just, he was never on beat. He was never on time. You had to explain stuff to him 30 times. Then you had the actual dope in the movie, which was the drugs, which is what the whole plot is circled around and centered around. And then you had how the movie was dope, because that's what Malcolm and his friends were into. They were into the dopeness of the 90s, you know. And then you had all the cool kids who were kind of looked at them kind of sideways, like, where are you? You're not into what's happening now. So I think the writer did a really good job of that. What else did I want to say? So basically, Malcolm and his friends, beyond trying to survive the hoods of Inglewood, you know, riding their bikes and trying not to get beat up and have their stuff stolen, Malcolm is on this quest to become a Harvard man. And then he has this like whack, and I don't know I don't know what else to say about this guidance counselor except calling him whack. He has this whack guidance counselor that tells him, you know, who does he think he is, that he thinks that he believes that he can get into Harvard and blah 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 blah. And basically, if he's a black man trying to get into Harvard, he needs to do A, B, C, D to get into Harvard, because there's a formula to it. So I was just like, not too much feeling you, because I've known guidance counselors, especially going to a black high school. I've known guidance counselors who have been like that and been like, you know what, you're a hood boy or a hood girl, so you're not really gonna make it out there in the college world. Just go ahead and find you a good job. Like, I don't even have words to how livid stuff like that makes me, because how dare you tell somebody that their future and where they want to go and how they want to conduct their lives and what they see their future as is unrealistic because you're saying they're a black girl or a black boy from the hood. Anyway, I digress, but he had this whack guidance counselor, and he kind of sets out to prove this guidance counselor wrong by writing the type of admissions essay that he wants to. He wanted to talk about 90s hip hop, and then the admissions counselor was like, no, you need to say how you're a poor black boy struggling and kind of pull at the heartstrings, so they let you in on sympathy alone. So it was just, yeah. That was the only part I was just like, really, bruh? Really? That's what we're gonna do? But I know that it had so much truth behind that type of mentality. So Malcolm goes on, he ends up at this party, and this party that is a drug dealer's birthday party he ends up getting at. And then, long story short, the bags end up getting mixed up. There's like this shootout at the club. The bags get it mixed up, and he ends up with all the drug dealer's drugs. So then there's this whole plot twist and everything about how Malcolm is going to get these drugs out of his possession and back into the rightful possession of the people. But of course, there are people in between all of that that want these drugs, i.e. the Bloods, Crips, things of that nature. And Malcolm is just a nerd, and he's just like, oh my gosh, I'm now in possession of drugs. What the heck am I going to do? So that's how the whole story unfolds, about how Malcolm gets out of having these drugs, how he gets rid of them smartly and in his nerd type of way, and then how him and his friends, because his friends help him get rid of the paraphernalia and things, like get rid of the drugs and stuff. And yeah, so overall, like I say, I'm trying to give you an overview and a brief synopsis of the story. Overall, I think it was an awesome story. It had the whole guy-girl element. It had the whole adventure and plot twist and oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? And it was points in the movie I was just like, Lord, just when you think, you know, he got it, just when you think everything's gonna be alright, it's gonna be happily ever after, it's something else that gets thrown into the mix. So yeah, a few characters like Lily, she's, I don't know what to say about Lily. But I get her point in the story, so I'll just let you guys watch Lily. And Lily was kind of like, you're doing too much. But then when you realize Lily's story, you know why she's doing too much, because she's not really here on this planet. She's kind of high. So, and that's all I'll give away about that. But yeah, I think overall the acting was good. I think overall the storyline was good. I think overall they did a really good job of showing the 90s meets the now time periods. And I think overall the cinematography was awesome, and they also infused like hip-hop music and beats into the actual storyline and stuff like that. So yeah, it really did it for me being an 80s baby and then growing up in the 90s. It really did it for me. So on the nostalgia type tip, but then also I could see how kids of this generation would identify with the story and with Malcolm's struggle to kind of get out of the hood and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a really cool movie. I liked it. Overall, I'll give this 4.5 stars out of 5 because the ending was kind of like it was kind of cornballish in my opinion, but that did not take away from it being an awesome movie overall. So with that said, you guys go out and support Dope. Go pay the $13.50. I recommend it. It was pretty dope. So until next time, peace.